See, what's amazing is that Miss Garcia, she told you my story. Had an opportunity to play with the San Antonio Spurs. And my first game with the San Antonio Spurs, we played the Chicago Bulls. Now, you guys are young, but one of the best players in NBA history was a guy named Michael Jordan. My first game with Michael Jordan, I'm sitting on the bench for the San Antonio Spurs, and Michael Jordan is dribbling the ball, and he's got his tongue out like that. Yeah, he threw a look-away pass, so I'm like, where is that brother throwing the ball? All of a sudden, Scottie Pippen, he comes out of nowhere, he grabs the ball, he dunks it in, I jump off the bench like, yeah, Mike, you're the man! But I was playing for the Spurs. I get in the game, I'm dribbling the ball, David Robinson sets the pick, I dribble off the pick, and guess who was guarding me? Michael Jordan. I said I could do two things. I could pass the ball and get scared like, ah! Or two, I could take Michael Jordan to the hoop. Because Michael Jordan puts his pants on the same way I do. It may take a little longer, but he does the same thing. I drive to the hoop, he elbows me in the chest, I shoot the shot, ball goes in, I'm fouled, I'm pumped up because I've just hit on the best NBA player. I'm on the free throw line shooting a free throw. Michael Jordan is on the right side talking about my mama got a mustache. But that didn't make me mad. What made me mad was he was lying. Because my mama got a goatee. But that started something in my life. But here's the story. As Ms. Garcia told you my story, if you read my bio, my name is Melvin Adams. I'm from Houston, Texas. I played in the NBA, played for the Globetrotters, been on Oprah, BET, Comic View. I've lived the dream. If you read my bio, you go, that's a great success story about a young black kid who grew up in poverty, who made his dreams become reality. Let me tell you the true story about my life. And I believe in order to know where you're going, you gotta know where you come from. So let me start off with my mom. This was my mom. My mom was the type of woman that if I got an 89, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 90. If I got a 90, she would cuss me out because I should have got a 91. And if I got 100, she wouldn't say nothing because that's what I should have got. I played football. I remember scoring 4 touchdowns. My mom said, you would have had 5 if you wouldn't have fumbled the ball. So you want to know why I shot 3,000 jump shots every day? You want to really know why I ran 3 miles? Because I thought if I could score more points, if I could make more money, maybe my mother would love me more. See, growing up as a kid, my mother never told me she loved me. It was actually 20 years ago was the first time in my life that I ever heard from my own mom that she loved me, and I'm 52. My dad was a cop. He was a cop. He was a policeman. And he would come home, he would hammer 6 nails in a piece of wood. He would turn the sharp points. He'd beat my mother, he'd beat my brothers, and then he would beat me. And there were many times my dad would make me watch him, make my mom get on her knees on a gravel street, and he would beat her with a water hose. As I saw you kids walk in today, I could see in your faces and your eyes. A lot of you just looking for love, and I was that kid. I was a very angry kid, always in trouble. And I just wanted somebody like Miss Garcia to say, I see something in you. I was a hurting kid, if I can be quite honest with you, I didn't really want to be here. But there were 2 teachers, like a lot of these people that drove up here with you today. They didn't have to do this. She could have been with Kanye. She could have been on The Voice. But there were 2 teachers. My high school principal, her name was Miss Eaton. She would tell me every day that I was awesome. I didn't even know what that meant, because most black kids in the hood are not walking around going, Leroy, you're awesome.
No way!
And she said it so much I started to believe it. She said I was amazing. I said, I'm not Spider-Man. She gave me my first birthday party. And I went from making all F's to being on the honor roll, to being the first one to graduate from college in my family. My high school coach, I grew up around drugs and gangs, that's all I saw. But this high school coach, he drove me to one of the richest areas in Houston. I'd never seen anything like it. And he said, do you know that you can live in a house like that? And I don't know, you guys are young, but back in the day, there was a TV show called MTV Cribs. I was on that show twice because a teacher simply told me that I can do it. Simple words. I didn't grow up in the suburbs. I grew up with negativity all around me, but this one teacher told me you can live in a house like that. Not that it's about the house, but it's about your imaginations and what you can become. You young people were created to do something great, but sometimes there are things that happen in your life that make you begin to quit. There was a young kid in my son's middle school, and I believe that there's a kid here today, when you hear that story, I'm going to be talking to you. His name was Zach. Because there are a lot of you, even though you're surrounded by friends every day, there are a lot of you here who still feel alone. Even though you're in a town where everybody knows everybody. People know you broke up before you did. And there are a lot of you here who still feel alone. There are teachers here that are grown who still feel alone. So at my son's middle school, I started a program called Watchdog, not the game that you play on PlayStation, but Watchdog is a game where we have more fathers on campus. And there was a new kid, his name was Zach, and I believe that Zach is a kid that's here today. Zach was a kid, he had the earbuds, he had the hoodie on, and he'd be in a group like this, and all of a sudden you see Zach just kind of start moving in the back. So the principal comes to me, he calls me the Black Harry Potter, but I don't know any magic. He said, when you're not traveling, we're gonna give you your own room, and we're gonna give you those kids, and then you do what you do. So I'm sitting in the front of the room. I didn't sit in the room and wait for the kids to come in. No, I was at the front door. And I see Zach walking through the hall. I go, Zach, what's up? What's up, Zach, what's up? I say, Zach, before you come in the room, you got to read what it says on the front of the door. And you can tell that Zach had read it. And he goes, nothing but positive attitudes enter in. Put his head down. I said, well, Zach, you got to give me a smile or something. And he goes, and he walked into the back of the room, which is what he always did. And how I start my class is I have a block. This is my wallet, but I have a block. And on this block it says, I am destined for greatness. And so I'll say I'm destined for greatness. I'll give it to Kim Kardashian. She'll go, I'm destined for greatness. I'll give it to Pocahontas. She'll say I'm destined for greatness. And I'll give it to Cardi B or Lizzo's sister. So I'm great from dead. I'll give it to Harry Potter and so on. When he got to about the seventh kid, you can see Zach in the back. His head came up. He had this look on his face like, did I just join a cult? When the block got to Zach, Zach looked at the block, he looked at me. He looked at the block, he looked at me, and then Zach asked a question. He said, I am destined for greatness? It's a question that many of you may be asking today. Why am I here? You're here to do something great. This went on September, October, November. In December, when Zach got the block, Zach stood up. He raised the block in the air, and I ducked because I know the signs. And he yelled out, I am destined for greatness. I am destined for greatness. Zach went from being the most unpopular kid to being the most popular kid in school simply because of words. See, I grew up in a poor environment. I love school because I got to eat lunch and I got to eat breakfast, but I never got to eat dinner. And many nights I went hungry. There was no after-school programs where I grew up. But the drug dealers were the ones that I thought, man, they got the nice cars, the BMWs, black men working. They had the Mercedes. They had the pretty girls like, you know. So I thought as a kid, maybe if I had more money. So you know what I did? I got a piece of paper and I wrote down my goals. And I challenge you to do that. Got a piece of paper and I wrote down, I want to get married, I want to make it to the NBA, and I want to make $1 million. In 5th grade, surrounded by nothing but negativity, I would read that every day. I'm going to make it to the NBA, I'm going to make $1 million, I'm going to get married. I go to my black friends, hey Leroy, I'm going to make $1 million. Man, shut up, you ain't making $1 million. I go to my Hispanic friends, hey Juan, I'm going to make $1 million. Mucho loco, you're crazy. I go to my Asian friends, hey Juan, I'm going to make $1 million. You black you lie, you black you lie. I go to my white friends, hey Tommy, I'm gonna make $1 million. Dude, if you believe it, you can totally do it. When I was 23 years old, I signed my contract to play professional basketball. And I signed it for more than what I wrote on that piece of paper. What am I saying? I'm saying that anything you put your mind to, young people, you can do it. See, there was a 19-year-old kid. I asked you when I first walked out, what's your dream? Many of you you didn't raise it up. What's your dream? Like, what are you here? Like when your mom, when you came into the world, breathe and push, and you came, you're put on earth to do something. Not just to fart in your mom's purse. Not just the girls that just, no. It's more than that. This 19-year-old kid, his dream was to play chess. And ESPN had put on this competition. The winner would get a round trip ticket around the whole world. This 19-year-old kid started doubting. And I'm gonna get real quick. Let me get my man. Can you come here from? Yeah. Can you come? And can I get Mr. Edward? Can you come, Mr. Edward? And then okay, can you come? Yeah. So let me see. So Mr. Edward, y'all can come on the side. The boys will come on the side. So you gonna come right here, right here. And Mr. Edward, you on this side, Mr. Edward. And then let me get right here, the short dude. I get the little bit of kid right here. Yeah. No, not there. Him right there in the blue. In the blue, yeah, in the blue, yeah. Not him. Him right there. Yeah, him right here. Him. Yeah. Get him to come. What's his name? Preston. Preston, come here, Preston. Come here, shorty, do what? So Preston, you're gonna come right here. All right, and then let me see. I need a girl. Okay, can I get you? Can you come, the lady? Okay, you're gonna be last, and then you're gonna get in the middle. Okay. All right. Now all of these are jokes, but they're all for a point. All right. This is what's your name? Maylene. Sound like mayonnaise. This is Maylene. Maylene is the #1 cheerleader in the state. She got skills. Break it down.